Nicholas Hoult, how are you doing? Or should I call you Batman? Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, because I have two major exclusives on the Batman. Eat your heart out, the rap variety, Justin Kroll, because I can exclusively reveal that Nicholas Hoult is in fact now the front runner to play Matt Reeves, the Batman, and Bruce Wayne. So how everything changes in 24 hours. How does this happen? It's amazing, really. 24 hours ago, I'm doing a video about Pattinson being kind of the front runner for this role, and now it's Nicholas Hoult. So how has this happened? But also, we're going to discuss that. But also, I've got a big exclusive about the Rogues Gallery in the Batman 2. And I'll be talking about that. But basically, to cut a long story short and to pique your interest so you stick around, basically, do you remember the 1960s Batman TV movie where you had literally all the main Rogues Gallery in the movie and they teamed together to gang up against Batman and Robin? That's what's going to happen in the Batman. All the main rogues will be in this movie. So that is very, very, very interesting. But first of all, Nicholas Hoult. So, yes, I can exclusively tell you, nobody else is going to tell you this, but I am telling you that Nicholas Hoult is, in fact, the front runner for this movie. And so was Justin Kroll right? I mean, I backed Justin yesterday and I said he's a great scooper. He knows stuff. He's normally right. But the thing is, in that game, you're sometimes right and you're sometimes wrong, because someone, even the studio, could say to you, yeah, he's the front runner. Then literally in a day, people start to change their minds, because what happens is when it's kind of a race for two actors and you're comparing them, you're changing your mind all the time. So Nicholas could be the front runner today, and Robert Pattinson could be the front runner again tomorrow. Who knows? Look, this is one of the most unique, the most interesting casting races I've ever seen in the industry, because I think you could look at Robert Pattinson and you could look at Nicholas Hoult and say, well, actually, I can make both arguments why either of these actors could play Batman and Bruce Wayne. And I can make those arguments as well. If it was up to me, I must admit, I would choose Nicholas Hoult. There's something about Nicholas. And you know what? He's done okay in the industry, but I believe he should have done a lot better. This guy is brilliant, and he's got a lot of range. And I'm not saying Pattinson isn't got all of that, but let's talk about Nicholas Hoult, because obviously it's come out that he's the front runner right now. Well, for me, Nicholas has got everything. First of all, he's very likable. Now, can he do Batman? Can he play Batman? Can he play that gritty aspect? Can he be this great detective? Can he be this noir version of Batman? Well, I think, just like Pattinson, he has got that noir classic look, actually, and he could absolutely play this role. I mean, I'm fascinated to Matt Reeves' thinking here. I mean, I don't think really anyone, when we first started this process, ever thought we'd end up with these two actors being in the final running. But it is what it is. I actually think that everyone's saying, oh, there's people being negative about Robert Pattinson. But I actually haven't seen anyone being negative. I think the only people who are slightly negative are people who are very disappointed that Ben Affleck is no longer Batman. And I feel the same way. But as I said on yesterday's video, being against the casting doesn't bring Ben Affleck back. So it's a futile emotion, isn't it? So, yeah, I do. I've always liked Nicholas Hoult. He really has a great quality, but he's never really made it kind of a standard. And I think he deserves it. I think he deserves this opportunity. So I think what will happen is, if Nicholas Hoult is cast as the Batman, everyone's going to be shocked, because obviously yesterday people were saying, well, at first, Justin Kroll is sticking to his guns. He's saying that Robert Pattinson is definitely the Batman. He has no doubt nothing's going to change his mind, and that's great. But there's a lot of other sites either trying to damage basically damage Justin Kroll's reputation by saying, well, it's a race between these two actors. But I think there was an article on CNN which I didn't really catch, and CNN actually are owned by Warner Brothers as well. And yes, no casting is official just yet. So it was very interesting yesterday because the problem is with Justin Kroll, and I tell you what, Denzel Washington made a great point about everyone in movie media these days, in journalism, wanting to get there first, whether it's true or factual or, and I think this is what's happened with this casting. But probably Warner Brothers kind of want this to be out there in the stratosphere, I suppose, because it is good, it's exciting. You've got these two actors and who's going to get the role. So at first it's released as definitely Robert Pattinson. Now it's between Robert Pattinson and Nicholas Hoult. So yes, it's an interesting rate. It's an interesting race. I am going to put all my money on Hoult, on Nicholas Hoult. Definitely. I think definitely, if you were going to put money on this, do Nicholas Hoult, because I just have a feeling for him, and I don't know why. I think that Matt Reeves is going to go with him, but we don't know anything for sure, and only the future will be able to tell us that. And as soon as it's official, I will be here to break the news. Remember, the only channel who has lots of information for you, that sees films first and tells you what to, their feelings about those films. There's so many things why you should be subscribed to Big Mouth. Basically, ordinary guy, not an expensive camera, no editing. I'm not trying to kind of distract you with clips and pics of movies and stuff. It's me here talking. It's just me and you talking here about movies and TV, stuff we're passionate about. So anyway, right, so we move on from that to the Rogues Gallery in the Batman. So it's been told to me that all the main rogues will actually feature in the Batman. Now, we don't know the story exactly. We know it's a noir story, and that's it, really. So whatever that means, I don't know. But yes, I can tell you that more than likely all the rogues, the main rogues, will be in this film. So the Joker, Catwoman, Riddler, Penguin, all those will be in it. But I have another exclusive for you. Ra's al Ghul will be in the Batman. Yes, Ra's al Ghul will be in the Batman. And he's going to be very different to Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul from the Dark Knight trilogy. And I'm happy about that because he really wasn't comic book accurate. I liked him. I liked the way Liam played him. I liked the twist of him pretending to be this friendly helper of Ra's al Ghul at the start and then revealing himself as Ra's. But this should be... Ra's al Ghul should be throughout the DC world of movies. He should be in the DCEU and he should be mingling with everyone. But most important of all, he should be in these Batman films, in these Batman stories, because Ra's al Ghul is a very important character in the Batman universe. And really, he's never been represented, never mentioned in the Burton movies. I'm glad that Chris Nolan mentioned him. At least that's something, because he is a very viable character. And unless you read the comics or you watch the animated movies, you don't really know who the hell Ra's al Ghul is. He's a very fascinating character. And I don't know him that deeply, but what I know of him, I think is great. And he should absolutely be there. Ra's al Ghul could probably have his own TV show and people would watch. I honestly believe people would watch a Ra's al Ghul TV show. So very, very interesting. So these things I'm coming at you with are exciting to me as well. I couldn't wait to do this video. Normally I have my breakfast because it's morning here. I do the DCEU daily before I shower, brush my teeth. Normally I have breakfast first, but I was so excited to bring this to you and talk about this with you. I would love to see all the Rogues Gallery and Ra's al Ghul, so I hope all that's true. But as I say, Ra's al Ghul is one of my favourite characters in the Batman universe. And you know what? He's not always a villain. Sometimes him and Batman in fact, him and Batman have teamed up many times in the comics as well. So there's an interesting dynamic and relationship between Bruce Wayne, Batman and Ra's al Ghul as well. So if this is true, I'm very, very excited to see it. So I want to know what you think. Are you excited about Ra's al Ghul potentially being in this movie? Are you excited about all of the main members of the Rogues Gallery being in this movie? And who would you prefer to play the Batman, aka Bruce Wayne? Nicholas Hoult or Robert Pattinson? Please comment down below. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.